everyone, Travis here at the very end, well, close to the very end of PAX Australia Day 3, joined by Spawn and Atlus, people who you might remember from a North American broadcast of the, what was it, the promotion relegation tournament. Well, actually, I found them here in Australia. They've been casting anytime Freak's not kicking them off the stage for his own big ego. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what it's like to cast here in Australia. Spawn, you've been now to North America, now you've been here. What are the big differences for you working here?
So over here we just fight all the time. So when I cast, obviously coming in as color, it's a little bit easier to analyze things when there is a lull in the game, and unfortunately we just don't have many of them. Yeah. So over in North America, much more strategical play, able to set up stories a lot easier, whereas over here people just like running into each other and trying to kill people.
Atlus, everybody talks about the Chinese aggression, but I kind of feel like now we need like oceanic aggression. Is that a fair analysis of what these games are like?
I'd say that's exactly right. We look for an objective to fight over, so it's not just mindlessly killing one another, but we're looking for every excuse to start a fight. That's exactly what the OC meta is about. And going to what Spawn was saying, he's saying that it might be a little bit better going over to NA and having a little bit more downtime. I love it here because I get to just do my job all the time, pretty much.
So is that what it is? Is he likes it here because he's just talking the entire time, and then every now and then you get to be like, oh, I'm here too. Is that what it's like working with him?
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. He does hand off some reasonably good points, but yeah, he does like to set himself up for a nice 40-minute team fight conversation.
Atlus, you guys were in North America, now you've got Freak here. Is there any kind of like conversation going on where you guys are like trading, like they're being like, oh, this is what we do in the LCS, and you guys are like, this is what we do in Oceania? Or are you like learning from all these like experiences with the North American casters?
Oh yeah, of course. And the thing is, we've already got contact over Skype and all that sort of stuff. Of course, the internet is a powerful tool, but having Freak over here and knowing how we do things, he's been behind the scenes, knows exactly what's going on. He can give us so much better insight into what we can improve, how we can get towards what North America's doing. It's going to be really, really cool to work with him afterwards and have some feedback and just see what he reckons about what we're doing.
So, Spawn, what do you think the Oceanic scene has, Oceania, that we don't really have in North America? What do you think makes you guys like very unique?
We have a very, very lively crowd, and I think that we also have some pretty good personalities. Not that North America doesn't, but I think that behind the scenes we don't get much exposure, but we do have some pretty fun players that like to get about and interact with fans a lot. They're always willing to do it. Like, big shout out to the Chiefs guys. They lost yesterday in devastating fashion, but as you can see, they're all here today getting along. So we've got a pretty good player base here that I think goes undervalued sometimes.
Atlus, do you have any idea of where the Oceania scene might be headed? Do you think that it's going to continue to grow? And like because to me, watching all this, it feels very much like Season 2 North America. I'm reminded of IPLs and that kind of thing. Do you think that Oceania is going to get to a point where it feels more like Season 3, Season 4 for Western fans of North America and Europe?
Yeah, most definitely. Riot only got here about a year ago, and if we look back to PAX 2013, it was Team Immunity that won everything versus a team called Hot Soggy Decimate, which was basically 5 dudes that said, hey guys, let's win a bunch of money playing at PAX. That was the PAX experience that we had. Now we've got established teams like Avant-Garde and Legacy and the Chiefs as well, who were formerly that Team Immunity that were decimating everyone. They are not even in this grand final. The competition is already growing, and I'm really looking forward to what's in store next year because Riot has so many plans, and it's only been 1 year. I mean, the opportunities that we've got moving forward are just massive, and everyone seems to be just loving it more and more.
Spooks, for you, seeing the crowd here, what's it been like for you guys? Because we're talking about the teams growing, but obviously, like, I mean, I remember where I was a couple of years ago. What's it been like for you guys over the past year, like picking up casting and doing all this stuff?
Crowds are amazing. They make your job so much easier as a caster. Having casted in a studio before with no crowd whatsoever, Atlus and I kind of have to bounce off each other, and he is quite annoying in long periods of time. So having a crowd there to break it all up, you feed off their energy. You can see them go absolutely nuts over big plays. They cheer for their favorite players. It's just having a crowd here and such an awesome crowd like we had in EB Expo, then Auckland, and now Melbourne has just been huge.
Atlus says, I've heard him, Spawn, sit here. He slammed you a couple times now. What's it like for you working with him?
Well, the thing is, it's really difficult for me to badmouth him because he knows so much more about the game than I do. Although he is a self-professed Garen fan, so I mean, I'm a professed Mordekaiser fan, so I guess that's really nothing. But I actually got him into this job, so really, I was asking for it from the beginning. If we go back to our lineage, okay, the first time that I got Mr. Jake Spawn Tiberia to cast with me, I was looking desperately for someone to cast a community event with. Desperately. I had no one, and I just knew that Jake knew a bit about the game, had played a bit, and so I called him. He said, oh yeah, I'm just coming home now. Yeah, I'm happy to cast. We casted 3 best of 3s and a best of 5 in one evening, which was brutal. It was so long, and it wasn't until halfway through that Spawn actually told me that he'd had about 6 drinks at the pub before he'd got home. And it was one of the best casts I've ever had. Unfortunately, the VODs have been lost into the ether somewhere. And from that, I recommended him to cast alongside, to have a bit of a tryout, and he's just been fantastic ever since. So really, he's done me a solid by coming on and casting with me. So I really can't be too mad.
So basically, you met this guy. You're like, he's a great alcoholic. He's just fantastic at that, and he can cast at the same time.
We're Australian.
So yeah, exactly. I have noticed Australians tend to drink a little bit more. Not even more, but like we don't tend to drink until like 5 o'clock or later. You guys wake up and you roll out of bed and you have a beer. I think that's what I've noticed. So anything that you guys want to say to any of the Western fans catching this, maybe people who saw you cast before, or people who are like interested in the Oceanic scene, maybe they tuned into this because nothing else is going on or something.
Yeah, so definitely tune in. We also have some pretty popular streamers that jump up, and they don't get the numbers that they deserve. So we have a couple of personalities that you should definitely check out. We'll throw them up on Twitter after this or something. However, also check out the stage. Big shout out to the people that have been patient enough with us. Of course, we're very new to this. We did go through a steep learning curve with North America. I do not say INSEC anymore, I promise.
That was my bad, dude.
And empires don't exist. But yeah, thanks. Huge shout out to these guys and the crowd, of course. They've been amazing.
How about you?
Yeah, well, going on that one, we really appreciate all of the feedback that we got from everyone when we went over to North America. It was unbelievable hearing so many voices telling us so many different things, most of it constructive, some of it somewhat mean, but to be perfectly honest, we've got worse feedback here. In fact, what's our favorite one? Harry Potter and Gimli's fat cousin was what someone thought that we were when we came on to cast once, so that was amusing. But massive shout out to everyone who's been watching the Oceanic scene. It's been glorious seeing especially all of these fans out here, and we know that everyone's watching from home. And yeah, feel free to follow us on Twitter and stuff, and we'll let you know exactly when there's any other Oceanic events. If you want to see players fighting each other all the time, I mean, we find it incredibly exciting, and these teams are only getting better and better.
I'm here on vacation. I don't have a video producer, so I'm not going to put your Twitter handles underneath. So why don't you guys just say Twitter handles down?
All right, so I'm at SpawnLol. So yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, and I'm at AtlusLol, and it's Atlas with a U. I'm not actually a map.
Check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports at ongamers.com.